Hi, welcome to another episode of Remember This. I'm your host, Denise Boland, and I'm so excited to have with me a young country music singer, songwriter, Makenzie Phipps. So, everybody, please welcome to the show, Makenzie. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, I don't know if anyone has said this to you, but do they ever mix you up with Makenzie Phillips? Like when they're doing a
All
search?
the time. All the time. I always talk about my parents had to given me probably the most difficult name in the world because Mackenzie is not spelled like normal people think it's spelled with a C. There's no C in my name. My middle name is just all over the place. And then you have my last name, which people mistaken for Phillips.
Right, right. Yeah, because I was doing a search for you and then she was coming up. I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
I just go with the flow. It's an honest mistake. It happens all the time.
yeah, you have to meet her one day. I think that would be great to get a picture of the two of you
I would
together.
like to. I'm gonna say this is my doppelganger.
There you go. So I've been listening to your music, and you have such a strong, vibrant voice. Just a beautiful voice, and I love that you do these covers of such iconic songs. From like Loretta Lynn. I think you do "Coal Miner's Daughter."
Yeah.
You do "Jolene" by
Yes.
Dolly Parton. But one that I really love because I haven't heard this song, and I'm all into retro. My show is a nostalgia show, and I love looking back and songs that touched me as I was growing up and meant something to me. And you do Harper Valley PTA, which I don't even remember the last time I heard that song, and it's so great. And I love that you do that.
Yes, I absolutely love doing the classic country music because, when I was growing up, I grew up in a very small town. I'm located in Bluefield, Virginia, which is in Southwest Virginia. And, just growing up around my family, we all were into classic country. And that's just what I grew up singing, listening to. It's just in my blood, it's in my roots. And I absolutely love singing all kinds of different artists from back in the day.
Wow. So now, do you have anyone in particular that inspired you to be a singer?
Miss Loretta Lynn. She
Oh,
she is by far my biggest idol in music. And sorry, I always talk about, October 4th is going to forever be a very difficult day for me because, that is the day that she decided to go with the good Lord.
yes.
And I always had dreams of getting to meet her and singing a song with her. And, I was getting so close too because I met her granddaughter, Taylor, and I met Miss Crystal, which is her sister. So I was getting so close to meeting
Oh,
her. And, she was the very first person I ever started singing. I started singing when I was 4 years old. And I would go around my house just singing all of her music, and I adored her so much. And I loved how, she came from not having anything, living in a house with all of her siblings, and just making it with the help of the support system she had. And I just love her to death. And I'm going to hold her to it up there for not letting me have the chance to meet her. But I will continue to sing her songs and always show my support to her because I do truly love her. And I when she had passed away, I made a post on my page talking about, I'm very fortunate to where I've not really lost many family members in my life or loved ones. And she was the first person that I have lost that
mm,
really got to me. And it's crazy because you've never met, like, I've never met
mhm.
Loretta Lynn, but I felt like I've known her my entire life. And it just broke my heart that day. It was so weird how it played out too, because I go to the gym every morning at 10 a.m. and I'd had a rough night at like 3 in the morning that day, which would have been October 4th. And I decided that I wasn't going to go to the gym because I wasn't feeling good. And that was really weird how it played out because it was like my body knew that something was not right. And that next morning I woke up and my parents had texted me from work saying that she passed away. And that was the first thing I woke up to. And I was just in tears. It was a rough day.
I I don't even know if you were born yet, but I remember crying when I heard the sad news that John Candy had passed away. So I know what it feels like, to feel like a celebrity, like they're like part of your life,
Yeah,
So
it broke my heart.
yeah, yeah. Well, you'll get to meet her one day.
Yeah, one day, hopefully not soon.
No, hopefully not soon.
Yeah, but I do love her, and I'll continue to
Yeah.
sing her music.
I love that. And but Crystal Gayle, I mean, I remember her big hit, and I think it was because of Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn told her to cross over to mainstream and come out with a pop song, and it
Mhm.
was "Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue." That song was so popular, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
actually got the chance to, so I met Miss Crystal Gale at a fundraiser event down, and it was actually held in Reba's old mansion, like her old house, and it was so insane, and it was in Lebanon, Tennessee, and it was Country for a Cause, I believe that's what it was. I've been to so many different events in this last year that I'm praying that's it. But I do remember the event was for helping foster children. And she was
oh,
actually one of the individuals that came and performed. And I got to talk to her and meet her. And she is such a nice lady. And she actually did perform Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. So that was
oh,
cool to get to watch.
wow. And I was a foster child, so I appreciate that they
Okay.
had an event like that.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's the right one because I hope I'm not mistaking that for another event that I had down in Nashville.
So what is it like to go to these events?
It is so crazy because, I'm in such a small town and not much goes on around here. And, getting the opportunities that I've been given at such a young age, I'm just so fortunate and I'm so blessed, especially to be with my incredible PR firm, 2911. And, Scott and Jeremy do so many amazing things for me. And I would not be anywhere in the music scene as far as it goes in Nashville without them. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely really fortunate for everything they've done.
Yeah. I've only met Scott and he's amazing.
Yes,
He,
I
he,
love Scott to death. I could call him up whenever I need, and he's always there. I may drive him up the wall sometimes, but he's honestly like one of my best friends.
yeah, that's awesome. So, okay, so you don't just do cover songs, you write your own songs?
Yes, I do. Um, I'm trying to think of how many songs I have. So, I'm just now trying to get into the songwriting scene because, for the longest time, I didn't feel that I was a good songwriter, to say the least, because,
We're our own worst critics, you know that, right?
yeah, my backup singer and guitarist, Shane Begley, he's a phenomenal songwriter and he can write about anything under the sun. Like you could tell him somebody knocked at the door and he's going to instantly write something about it. Whereas I can only write based off a personal experience. And I haven't written too many songs. I'm starting to get more into it, but songwriting is definitely a good way for me to get out my emotions and to share what I'm going through with everybody in hopes that maybe a song will be able to help them in the future. And, it's just incredible how much I think songs can touch people.
Oh, definitely. And I think music should be an instrument to reach others,
Yes.
and to encourage others.
Agree.
You're going through a hard time, or you've gone through a hard time with your mom.
Yes. So with my mama, I actually wrote a song. So, my mama, she is the one that got me into singing. And, I started singing 4 years old down in a little church in a small town called Abbs Valley, even though the church was in Bosavane, because around where she lives, towns are so close that you just know where they are. And, she got me into singing in church, and I would sing hymns. And, one of the hymns that the very first hymn I ever started doing was Amazing Grace. And I actually had uploaded that on my page a couple of years ago now. I believe it's 2 years ago. And that was the first video I ever had that went viral and it hit 1.1 million views in I believe 2 weeks,
Oh,
and that was
wow.
just incredible. And well, what was even weird about it, I believe it's just been so long ago, and my memory's terrible. But it's like I had posted the song, and it was doing okay, and then it just took off,
It just took off.
and I was so like blessed that I was able to do that song for her and that so many people gravitated towards it as much as I did. And she's always been one of my biggest supporters in the world. And over the last couple of years, she's developed Alzheimer's, and it has been a
I'm
very
sorry.
difficult thing to deal with. And I am fortunate enough to know that she's still herself for the most part. Any kind of short term memories kind of out the wall. She doesn't really know too much of what's going on in the now, but she still recognizes people. She still knows me, my mom, my dad, my family members, and so forth. And I had brought her over one day because I was going to take her out for her birthday for dinner. And, people who have individuals in their lives who suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia know that some days are good and some days are not good. And unfortunately, the day I brought her over that day, she was not having a very good day. And, it does sometimes get to me because, we don't know how long she's had it. She's probably had it maybe about 4 years now, I'd say. And, I'm pretty good at dealing with it because I know this is what it is. There's
Yeah.
nothing I can do to change it. So all I can do is just move forward in a positive manner. But, sometimes it does really just get to you.
Sure.
And just seeing how much she was having a bad day that day, I just went in my living room and I started crying. And I just got on my phone and I wrote the very first verse of this song. And then I just stopped and, we proceeded with our day. And then the next day I had a doctor's appointment. And while I was driving, it's like it would not stop in my head. It was like, you
Wow.
have to finish this song. You have to finish it. And the whole way when I was driving down to the doctor's and back, that's when I finished that song. And I went home and I put music to it. And I told my mom, I was like, I wrote this song. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it because, of course, this is her mother. So she was like, well, let me listen to it. And I went upstairs and played it for her. And I could only get through the verse and the beginning of the chorus. And I stopped and I started crying. And my mom got up and went over to the window and she started crying. And I eventually finished singing the song to her. And she said that it was a great song. And I had sang it to Shane. And both of his parents actually suffered from Alzheimer's as well. So it really touched home for him as well. And that is the one song that I'm the most proud of.
Well,
That
you
is,
should be. You should be. It's such a cruel disease. It really is. And I don't know any songs that, talk about that. So
people are subjected around
yeah,
it.
you might be the first one to cover the subject. But I think it's so important because it will encourage those that are going through that with their loved ones.
Yes, and I have a whole plan that I want to do for it next year. Hopefully, if I can get everything lined up. But I definitely do want to get that song released in the future because there's so many people that are going through it, and I just wrote it to let people know that if they're in the same situation as I am, that they're not alone.
Now, what's the name of the song?
It's called Life's Game.
Life's Game. And you have it on YouTube?
No, so it is currently
Not yet.
unreleased, but I did upload a video of it, an acoustic version, on my Facebook page a couple of weeks ago because it was given a Songwriter Achievement Award, which I was very honored to.
Congratulations.
You. So if people want to go check it out, they're more than welcome to go under my Facebook page and you'll be able to see it. It's just an acoustic video. But a lot of people have really been enjoying it. So I think this is my sign that I should get it released in the future.
I think so. Do you want me to play a little bit of it?
Oh, you can if you want.
Yeah? Okay, let's see if I can bring that up. Now, as I'm doing that, I want to ask you, how has your faith helped you, or how is your faith helping you deal with this disease?
Lord, Lord, the good Lord above.
Yeah.
Um, my mama has always been a very godly woman. And, she is the one that got me into Christianity and believing in the good Lord. And, I would not be anywhere that I am today without God. And, I struggled a lot as far as like when I got into the music scene because, I started out so young. And, I look back at it now and I'll be turning 21 here in 3 months. And, I just look back at it and, there were so many things that I wish I could have said to younger me because, I was in middle school and high school and, I started performing out in public when I was 14 years old. And there would be days I'd wake up and I just hated singing. Like I hated being involved with music. I questioned every night. I was like, why did God give me this gift of singing? Like, why did he give this to me? I struggled with it quite a bit. And, I think it's because, when I was in school, of course, I had my friends supporting me, but then there were some people that just did not understand what I did. And a lot of people, for the longest time in my life, just saw my singing as a hobby whereas I see it as my job because it is my job. And I struggled quite a bit growing up with being like, why did God give me this gift? How can I hate something that I love and could not imagine doing anything without? I can't imagine going a day without singing or doing music. And, I finally came to terms with it when I started getting more into the music scene. And I was like, I've been given all of these opportunities at such a young age. And that is just because of the good Lord above giving them to me and paving the path for me to walk on. And especially in my mama's case, I can't question why things happen in the world. Only he knows why things happen. And that's all you can do, really. And, I am still fortunate that, she's not gone, that she's not passed away, or that she's not fighting with something that's really, really bad. And, I'm just fortunate enough to have her still in my life and still here, and that I can call her up and talk to her. So, I think any situation in this world, there's goods and bads to it. So I like to look more so at the positive rather than the negative. Oh, you're muted.
I do that at least once on every broadcast. I don't know why. So I'm going to switch over to you again. Yeah. If you could say that last sentence one more time, then I'm going to switch over to you.
Oh. I just look at things in such a positive manner rather than looking at the negative, because I just like to be happy in my life.
And I think that's how we should all live our lives. The glass is half full, and every day is a gift. We should treat each day. Actually, we should treat it as it could be our last.
Yes.
And every day is precious. That's right.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen in today's world.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen because I'm on your Facebook, and I just want to see if I can find the song, and we could just play a little bit of it.
Okay, and I did get that event wrong. That was an event I went to. Country for a Cause was at 3rd and Lindsley, which was in the summer. But for the foster children, it was Love for Music City.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So we may have to cut that.
I just appreciate. That's okay. That's okay. You cleared it up.
So what you're going to have to do, go all the way up and go under videos.
Oh, smart. Okay.
Okay, so I'm in a white dress. Yes, it's in the middle, second row.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, this is great.
Which I do have an intro in the video.
Okay, do you want me to play the whole thing? Because I can.
It's up to you.
Hey y'all, it's Makenzie Phipps here, and today's video is going to be a little different than what I usually do. As most of y'all know, I actually won Songwriter Achievement at the Josie Music Awards this year, and I was so floored with how much support I got on my live yesterday announcing to all of you that this song had actually won. And this song is just so special to me because I wrote it in honor of my mama, and the whole premise of this song was I wrote it for people out there who are going through the same thing that I'm going through, whether you have a loved one or a friend who's actually suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, to know that you're not alone in this world. So this one's for my mama, and this one's called Life's Game, so I hope y'all enjoy. You never know what it's like to lose a loved one. Instead of death, the good Lord keeps them here. You think all's fine and well, but the mind's already done. There's nothing left but a memory that's been cleared. You take them out of the house for a nice evening. You do the things y'all used to love to do. You see the changes happen, and it's hard to see them leaving, but you carry on 'cause you know they want you to. How does this start? The one you love is is tearing at your heart. I guess there's no winning life's game. I wish someone had told me this would happen before my little time would be erased. All I can do now is remember you're not lost, but in my heart forever always. How in the world did this start? The one I loved is here but not the same. The pain inside still tears at my heart. Oh, how I wish that nothing had changed. I guess there's just no ends to life's game.
Makenzie, that was beautiful. Very touching.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And congratulations on your Songwriter Achievement Award.
Thank you. I appreciate that as well.
You actually also came out with another single, Drag. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So Drag actually released on November 4th. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to get to go down to Nashville, Tennessee and get in the studio with a Grammy-nominated producer by the name of Sal Oliveri. And he's just one of the nicest guys I have ever met. You know, he's so talented as well in himself, even though he tells people that he just does what he loves. But he is just so phenomenal and so talented in his own way. And, you know, I got to go down in the summer and record 6 songs in studio, three of which I co-wrote on with Shane Begley, and 3 that were presented to me through Nashville Songwriters. And Drag was one of the songs that he had pitched to me, and I fell in love with it, and I loved how the song sounded. And I'm just so glad it's out now, and I'm so glad that everybody can go listen to it. I've gotten such great feedback on it already, so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it's a great song. I heard it. So now, how do you get your music out there? Are you on one platform or are you on a bunch of platforms?
Yes, so I am available on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as far as social media platforms go. And as far as where you can stream the song, you can stream it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, any kind of music streaming platform.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing about you have a wonderful career. You have the Lord on your side, which is everything, you know. So the Lord is ordaining your steps. And so I just, you know, I pray for continued success. But before I let you go, I'm going to ask you if you can just sing a few lines from Harper Valley PTA, because I love that song.
Okay.
Maybe the chorus, or
can I get my guitar is right here.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely. Thank you.
Let me take it out of the case. Ooh. Now, I could probably only do the first 2 verses because then we get in a key change and I can't play those very well.
Yeah, whatever you could do. I'm just honored.
Oh, yeah, I have like everything over here in the corner.
Now, this song, I think, came out in the 70s, right? Late 70s?
I believe so. I believe it was the same time as like Loretta and Tammy and all of them. Which I do this song all of my shows, every single one of them.
Oh, I'm glad you do. And Delta Dawn, that's another big one. I know you do that one too.
Yes. I love all kinds of classic country, but by far my 2 favorite classic singers is Loretta and Tammy.
Nice.
Okay. Let me put these down.
I love the case.
Oh, thank you. I need a new one. This one's actually falling apart.
Oh.
Let me tune her quick. waited in a while. Okay, we're gonna wing it because I actually don't play this song at my shows. I just sing it, and I have
Okay.
Shane play it. So I'll do the first 2 verses.
Okay.
I want to tell you all the story about the Hopper Valley widow wife who had a teenage daughter who attended Hopper Valley Junior High. When her daughter came home one afternoon and didn't even stop to play, and she said, "Mom, I got no hair from the Hopper Valley PTA." Well, I know some Mr. Johnson, whoever your dress is way too high. It's reported you've been drinking and running around with Van and Golden Wild. And we don't believe it ought to be bringing up your little girl this way. And it was signed by the Secretary, Hopper Valley PTA. If you want to hear more of that song, you can go to any of my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but I am on Facebook. That is where the original video is, so you can go check out the rest of the song.
Awesome. Oh, Makenzie Phipps, it was great meeting you, and thank you so much for spending time with me and sharing about your life.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it, and I loved getting to talk with you.
Yeah, well, we got to bring you back on, I guess. Let me know if something else comes out, another single or an event that you want to share, and we'll definitely have you come back on.
All right, for sure. Well, thank you so much again. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you, sweetheart.
All right, bye.
Bye. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please share the video, subscribe to me on YouTube and Rumble and BitChute, and check out DeniseBoland.com, where you can learn how you can join me in the Patriot Switch. Take care, and until next time, God bless you, and I love you.